They go back to the castle for lunch when McGee reminds them that they have detentions this evening. Yay! Ron gets to polish the silver in the trophy room with Filch. No magic, elbow grease only, and Harry gets to help Gildy answer his fan mail.
Harry asks McGee if he can just go do the trophy room too, because he does not want to go spend any more time with Lockhart. She says no. Gildy specifically asked for him. And Hermione just gives that annoying-ass look that's like, well, you did break the school rules.
I thought it was funny that both Harry and Ron feel like they got the worst deal. Ron was like, I could hang out with Gildy for a night, like, whatever. And Harry goes, well, I've had enough experience doing chores, cleaning shit, so that wouldn't be a problem for me at all either. We'd both be better off with the other person's punishment.
I did think it was a little bit funny that it says he's no good at muggle cleaning, because, I mean, I guess the thought process is that his mom always waved her wand and cleaned everything up.
They can't use magic at home yet. Even though they live in a wizard house, they're underage wizards.
Right, they're not supposed to be able to anyways.
Right.
So he should still have to scrub shit with his hands.
You remember with the garden gnomes? How you just kind of had to grab them and like toss them out, and it was a game to them, kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas if you went to a garden here and you have to pick weeds, that's a real pain in the dick.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe their chores are a little more whimsical than what they are here. I don't know exactly, but it seems to be that way.
Pick up the enchanted cloth and wave it over the mantelpiece.
I think they went with the punishment they both didn't want to do the most.
I kind of think maybe after you get in trouble, you have to sit with a sorting hat on your head for 5 minutes. You know, you're like,
Cleaning up dog shit.
Right. Oh, you don't like heights, huh? Well, the owlery needs a good scrubbing.
Hot too, bud.
Yeah. So at 8 p.m. that night, Harry reluctantly heads to Lockhart's office. And I thought it was funny that his office is filled with countless framed photographs of himself. And he even signed some, too.
He's so into himself.
Well, why waste money on wall art when you have art, attached to your neck?
Wow.
Speechless.
Yeah. So with Harry in his office, he tells him, hey, you get to address the envelopes like it's some sort of fucking treat. And it goes to show how delusional this guy really is.
Yeah, he's like, you've just been waiting all school year to come in here and address envelopes to all my fans.
Yeah, and they get to work, and Gildy is 100% into answering his fan mail because he's not really even talking to Harry that much. He's just kind of murmuring to himself while he goes through each of his letters.
Yeah.
And just kind of lightly comments, oh, yeah. Oh, and that's right. And then every once in a while, he'll turn to Harry and, like, spit out some rando piece of advice.
Harry's probably being his favorite type of person to talk to, though. Because although he loves adoring fans, he likes listening to himself talk more than anybody. So I think he would probably enjoy talking to somebody who just, like, nods in agreement, as opposed to somebody even kissing his ass, because he would rather just be able to talk.
Right. Well, we're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back. And as Harry does what seems like his 1000th envelope, he's internally just begging for it to be time to leave. And he hears a voice of ice-cold venom.
It said that it chilled him to his bone marrow, and that's terrifying. I hate this. I hate this whole little part, especially on Audible. It was bad enough when I read it for the first time as a small child, but listening to that voice, Harry, come to me. I'm not going to do it to you guys. Let me rip you, let me tear you, let me kill you. It's bad enough.
Just rip that Band-Aid off, JD.
Right. No, it's too creepy.
Right. And Harry just goes, what? And Gildy's just off in his own little fucking universe. He goes, I know, 6 months at the top of the bestseller list, broke all records. And Harry's done playing Gildy's game. He's like, no, that voice, you didn't hear it?
It's all in your head.
Gilly's like, what are you talking about? I think you're getting drowsy. Oh shit, look what time it is. We've been here for 4 hours. Time's flown, hasn't it? And Harry didn't even answer him. He's been there, he's there at midnight.
And he got up super early in the morning, so I definitely feel his pain.
I also feel like there's no mention of how terrifying it would be to go walk in the hallways after you just heard a weird, creepy, disembodied voice saying, let me rip you, let me tear you, and kill you.
Yeah, you're right. That would have been a long-ass walk back to bed.
Right.
The thing to me is, you would regrettably ask Gildy to come with you back to your room, wouldn't you?
That's what I was just thinking. As much as you don't want to listen to him, you were able to just block him out that whole time. And you'd be like, I'm a little creeped out. Can you come with me? Or maybe you'd be worried that Lockhart would, like, spread their own school, because he's a dick. I ain't risking it. I'd be loud as fuck walking through those hallways, slapping my feet.
Knees to chest.
Everybody hear me? I'm walking through the hallways.
So, it was so late that the Gryffindor common room was almost empty, but Harry went straight to bed, and then he did something that I don't fucking understand. He waits up for Ron. I know you had a stressful night with Gildy, and I know you heard a super creepy voice, but if it's that late, and you're that tired to where you're questioning whether or not you're fully here in reality, just go to bed, dude. Talk to him in the fucking morning, right?
It's either he's just a really good friend and he wants to see how Ron's night went, make sure he's okay.
Shit.
Involve him.
Or it's what I think it's more of about him. I'm fucking creeped out.
He's too scared to go to bed.
Yeah.
Well, that makes more sense.
He can't, like, get his brain off of it. I wouldn't be able to. There's something in the castle.
And you were warned by the creepy little elf thing, and you weren't able to get through platform 9 3/4, and now there's this weird creepy voice talking to you. Shit is going wrong.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see how Harry would be freaked out here.
Yeah, I totally forgot about Dobby's warning. If Harry had even a bit of sense in him, he'd be like, shit, this is the thing! Ron eventually does come in about a half hour later, which, yeah, laying in the dark room, I would try to stay up, but I would probably fall asleep. Ron says he had to buff the trophy off 14 times before Filch said it was good. And he had a slug attack on another one. And he had to do that one all over again, too.
And Filch being Filch, he's like, well, start over. You got time, right?
Yeah. Don't puke on the trophies, bud.
The difference between these two punishments, or at least the people giving them, is Gildy, I fully believe, lost track of time.
Yeah.
He was all about doing his, signing his letters and sending out pictures of himself. And Filch probably knew exactly what time it was and just didn't care to stop. Be like, no, scrub it, bitch.
Yeah. If he could have got away with a worse punishment, he would have.
And Ron asks Harry how his night goes, and Harry just launches into everything that happened, basically skipping over the part with Lockhart and going right to, so I heard a voice in my head today. I might be losing my sanity, just so you know. I had an episode tonight.
To Ron's credit, he immediately starts, trying to pick the problem apart. Well, if it was an invisible person, he would have seen him come in. That's weird. Instead of being like, dude, you're crazy.
Right, no, he tries to work it out.
Yeah.
So it basically ends the chapter with Ron saying, yeah, I don't understand. It shouldn't have been that way.
Yeah.
If it was a person in there, the door would have opened, and if you heard it that clearly, he should have heard it. Something doesn't make sense here.
Right. And I'm assuming they go to sleep after that.
Yeah.
Because I would.
Yeah. They both probably went, huh. Well, okay, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Talk about your shitty day tomorrow.
Right. We're not going to solve anything here tonight. So.
I'll see you on the long march to breakfast. Bye.
Right. Well, if you want to continue the conversation or would like to bring up something that we missed or something that you love, you can send us an email at podcastatt@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at podcastatt or on Twitter at podcast_ATT.
If you liked this episode and wanted to help us grow, you can leave a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can go to patreon.com/podcastatt and make a pledge. You'll get access to deep cut discussions, gag reels, and of course, a shout out on air. Well, I think that does it for us here tonight. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Have a great night.